Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Natique in Oak Grove, California, and NatiqueYarns.com, coming to you live on a moderately crisp Friday morning. It is definitely still winter here in Northern California. It's just not raining right now, which is awesome because it gives it all time to absorb in. The trenches along the side of the road on my way to work are almost entirely drained now.
Oh.
So if they could have like one more day before we rain again, there'd be somewhere for the water to go. So I'm like, this works, right? Yep.
Sure.
Totally works.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. So we have a lot of pretty yarn to get to today, so I better dive right into talking about our grand prize, which is one of Danielle's patterns that is a cowl or a shoulder cozy done in 2 different colors of fingering weight yarn. We have the prize has 2 skeins of Alexandra's yarn, which there's one of her sparkle base, and there's one of that dark side of the moon with the Pantone 2019 color splash that we reordered so many times that I think we finally almost over-ordered it. So there might be a skein or 2 of this left in the clearance sale. Not much though. And how you get entered into the grand prize drawing: every time you make a purchase from the 1st through the 15th of January, you're going to get 1 entry. It's cumulative, so if you purchase 5 times, you get 5 entries. If you purchase 10 times, you get 10 entries. And then we will draw to see who the lucky winner is on Tuesday, January 17th. Good morning, good morning. All right, then to talk about our daily prize and give that one away, we have, this is a half skein of that luscious Noro yarn Hunui, which is, this is the darkest color of the batch. So this is all undyed wool. Somebody almost didn't believe me the other day when I told them that it was all undyed wool, because they've never seen a sheep this dark. They do come this dark.
They do.
This particular breed does anyways. And so this is actually the natural color of the wool. No dye added.
And so soft.
Yeah,
It
it's
was like, oh,
velvety.
it's really nice.
So this dark chocolate colored ball of goodness here is enough to make either the small or the medium of the included pattern Flyaway Lotus Cowl, which has this really fun knit below stitch on it that creates these little wings or flowers, depending on how you look at it. I think it'd be really fun to do this out of today's yarn. Like, even though it would be more sheer, I think it'd be really cool.
Pretty.
You guys don't know yet, but you will see. So, how you get entered into the daily prize is interacting with the video. So if you react to the video with any of these lovely bubbles down here, then you get 1 entry per reaction. If you comment on the video, you get 5 entries per comment. And then if you share the video to your stories, to your friends, in a group, wherever you share, just come back and comment shared to and where. And you're going to get 11 entries per share. So then we come over to our handy dandy comment picker off of the previous day's video to see who our lucky winner is.
Kathy Earl Johnson, congratulations. So if you're local, you can come into the boutique and let us know you have a prize, and we will get it from the cabinet. If you're not local, let us know next time you make a purchase and put in the notes that you have a prize, and we will include it in your package. I don't know about anybody else, but I need a nap.
It's too early for needing a nap.
Not when you're up all night with the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You've been puppy snuggling.
Yeah. I just can't get over how pretty this pattern is.
Right?
I want to turn sideways for you guys, but I will not, because that would just be weird.
The center of the alphabet is very lucky lately, because the prize bin is overflowing. Okay. Not quite ready.
Lots of good morning and congratulations. We'll take a look at some of our beautiful scarf cuffs. You cannot live without these. And some sparkle too. Oh, hello kitty cats. I think they want some caramel. Maybe that's what I need, a coffee one to wake me up. Probably not much coffee in it though, right?
Probably not enough to wake you up, just to give it the flavor.
And some of our fun markers and leather tags. I know I'm not very exciting today, folks.
I know, we gotta perk you up.
Yes. We'll talk about yarn, that'll work.
Right? Okay, so we do have some beautiful new yarn that is so soft. I'm super excited for it because I like my soft fibers, and I always love the look of mohair, but I want it to be, you know, cashmere-ish, right? Cashmere, alpaca, something extra soft. Well, this yarn is 70% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% silk. This is CashSilk Light, and it is so scrumptiously soft. You can see if I get one strand separated that it has the look of mohair, but the nice thing too with this is it's a little bit thicker strand. So like those patterns where they have you double strand one of those really lightweight mohairs, like the one ply ombre, you can single strand this, because this is considered a DK weight. It is 131 yards per 25 gram ball, which is a lot of yarn. If you think about that in your typical 100 gram ball, that makes it 520 yards, which is almost 100 yards more on average per every 100 grams.
How much is in that?
This is 131.
Wow.
So 4 of these
nice.
Technically would equal 100 grams gain. So you're getting like 25% more yardage per ball because of how lightweight and scrumptious this is.
It is very squishy.
So this gorgeous color is color number 3020, which is like a sage green. It really reminds me of, if any of you have had those plants that are called rabbit ears, where they're like,
oh yes,
an oblong shaped leaf with that soft creamy white fuzz
fuzzy
on it. Like, it's rabbit ears.
I think we always called those lamb's ears. Lamb ear? I don't know. I can picture it in my head.
It's probably regional of whether it gets called rabbit or lamb. And we didn't have a lot of sheep in Montana, but we had lots of rabbits, so that's probably how it was rabbit ears there.
We'll do Feel a Vision for you guys. So
yes,
soft, squishy, squishy.
Then if you're more of a blue person, we have 3052, which is kind of this soft, like almost that acid wash denim, but it's a little bit grayer. Like, it's not a super bright blue. Oh, yeah, see, Sandy said lamb's ears. Yeah. Yes, that is a seal on the tag. That is the brand's logo, is the seal playing with the ball of yarn. The yarn is made in Italy, which, you know, means it's good stuff. I don't think they produce junk in Italy.
You may have just broken me.
I didn't even say anything funny.
You did, but it's okay. It was, oh boy.
Okay, moving on. Color 3041, which is this gorgeous muted teal.
She's counting. I have no great words today.
I'm plotting.
You're plotting. Oh dear, she's ombreing.
I can't help it.
I know.
I'm sorry. I mean, look at this.
Because it's so pretty.
If I turn it so that the tags are to the inside so you can see the colors, and I add color 3042, look how pretty that is.
It's gorgeous.
You add that springy mint, and voila, beautiful ombre project. Right? And like,
there we go.
Hold each other up, friends. There we go.
Look, Ma, no hands. No sheep or lamb in New York. When I grew up, rabbit ears were used to increase TV reception. Yes, they were used for that here too.
Okay, so let me show you guys a couple fun projects that you can do with this yarn. This one is a really pretty 2-color project, this Before Sunrise. And you can kind of see a little bit on there's that fuzzy halo. So you can see it's a pattern that pairs perfectly with a fuzzy yarn. I love this little, like, you've got easy garter stitch, and then you've got just some eyelet stripes, and then mesh lace, which is just yarn over knit 2-togethers or SSKs. And then kind of a dramatic picot bind off. They may have just pinned theirs that way because some of them don't look that dramatically picot, but others may have just left that off.
It doesn't have pointed shaping in there. Oh gosh,
it looks
that's
like
pretty.
The original might have had
a little
a
bit
picot every maybe like 4 inches, but you can see that it's equally beautiful if you decide not to picot. Picot or not to picot. This one is only going to be 3 skeins for the small size or 5 skeins for the large. So I'd say 3, 4, 5 since there's a small, medium, large. Like here it is in all 1 color, so you don't even necessarily have to do it in 2 colors. This was, I think, my favorite project I found for this yarn this morning, this Before Sunrise. Let's see if it breaks it down by the 2 colors. No, you have to get the pattern to see 2 colors. I would guess like for the 3 skein size, probably 2 and 1. You definitely use more of the blue, I would guess. Then if you want a fun 2 to 4 skein project, depending on if you want scarf or shawl size, Wisp is an oldie but a goodie. This pattern is like an old knitty pattern that just, it never goes out of style because it's so pretty with fuzzy yarns like this. So you've got mesh lace and then garter, mesh lace, garter. You can put buttons on the end so that you can button it into a cowl. You could put buttons on the side of the bigger size and make it more of a convertible wrap. That would be fun. Yeah, 2007.
Yeah.
And it has 5,500 projects, so you know the kinks have been worked out of this one.
For sure.
Then one that I got distracted from and need to go back to working on, the Rear View Window Sweater by Casapinka. This is a perfect project for when you want that fuzzy look, but you want it super soft. So this one, she paired the soft fuzzy yarn with a fingering weight. You could even just double strand this yarn and it would be really pretty because this yarn's a little bit thicker than most standard mohairs. So you could totally do it just in this one and it'd be beautiful. That one you can see it's nice and fuzzy. Here's a picture of the back, just a simple little lace detail on the back. That's where I'm at on mine.
That's
I'm
cute.
About to start.
Well, that's
panel.
the fun part. Keep going.
You know, I got distracted by a new project. What can I say? Or 7.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. But this one has a size 32 to 64. She breaks down the yardage really, really well for how much you need on the fingering weight and the mohair. Okay. More colors. Because yes, there's lots more. Where the monitor scooted. There we go. All right. Getting into the kind of Purple People palette is this a really soft lilac color, color 3002. It's like if cream had a hint of purple to it. Which in this case it does. Goes with your fingernails.
I know.
It's almost that like rose gold type of color. Then more of a plum color or mulberry. This is 3051. I know, again, with the
Look at the
ombres.
core is just a little bit lighter.
You can tell the core is
Love
the
that.
silk.
I was going to say, it makes it shiny. You can see it on this one as well.
Yeah, the silk is what gives it that beautiful sheen. The cashmere is what gives it that beautiful halo. And the merino is going to give it nice structure so that when you're doing things like garments, they don't stretch out or fall apart. Then we have this really fun, like this is my favorite shade of charcoal. It's like, this is 3011. It's got a little bit of a purpliness to it, to where it's not quite just gray, but it is a gray. I mean, look how pretty these three are together.
I know, right?
And I have the perfect project for 3 colors. So you could do, this is total therapy knitting right here, which I love it.
Ooh,
It's
that's
cast
fun.
on, knitting around, and then it's just changing colors every so many rows. So you get this fun little stripe pattern where you change. And it's so lightweight that even though it's a super tall cowl, it scrunches up like it's not a super tall cowl. So it's just cast on, knit, 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 knit. 3 skeins for the small one. It would be probably 6 for the big one, just so that you can do equal amounts of each color.
Perfect knitting for a trip.
Right? Like, all you have to do is know when to change colors. So it's like probably so many inches. So bring a tape measure, and then it's like 2 rows, 4 rows, 4 rows, 2 rows. But otherwise it's just knit, knit, knit. Gorgeous. I love this one. That is Loop Surrey. Then Friday slip over, because we do love a good petite knit pattern. This one was originally light fingering and then a lace weight mohair held together, which means you could do this yarn by itself because it is a DK weight. So it's got this beautiful garter rib texture, then just a ribbed collar. But one of the things I really like about her vest, you can see it when it's laid flat, is this shaping line right here. So it brings it in so it sits in on your shoulders. It makes it a way more flattering fit. Like, her designs are just cute. Look, somebody did it in crazy stripiness.
Oh, fun.
And that one is 770 yards, so like 7 skeins to, now I lost it. But it goes from a, where did it go? 35 3/4 all the way up to a 61. And that is for the Friday slipover. Lace and Long John's hat, if you want a fun and fast project. This one you would double strand the yarn, but you're gonna get this gorgeous, soft, delicate lace leaf design on here. I can see an error on their pattern. See the garter? You can see garter, ridge, valley, ridge, valley, ridge, 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 valley.
Oops.
Like, oopsie. So don't zoom in on your knits, people, because that's how you see the oopsie. So you could easily do this one super fast, very easy, size 5 and 6 needles. Okay, this next one I really like.
Oh, yes.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Regentropophin.
Yeah, I don't know, because one of those letters is probably silent.
Regentropophin.
It's like at least one letter in there is probably silent, so I'm just not trying. But this really cute crescent-shaped shawl that it's garter stitch and then stockinette stitch for the wedges in between. But what they did is they like did one color and then they blended that color with a contrast color for the in-between sections. So you're getting that gorgeous marling. And 2 different colors of this yarn would be so pretty.
I need more time.
Uh-huh. We all do.
I really like that.
Okay, more colors. Because there are a lot more good colors. Could you use this for the scarf from the Ashcroft scarf in the 3 pattern collection from yesterday?
That was yesterday. I don't remember.
I kind of know which one you're talking about. If it was the 2-color block one, I think you could, because it gives it that like basket weave look. Here's another beautiful, kind of more on the blue side of charcoal. This is 3050. It's almost eggplant. Like it's still got a little blue violet-y tint to it.
The camera is very much lying. What's it look like on your screen? It looks very gray-blue.
Close on the monitor.
Okay. I'm seeing very different here.
Then we have 3031, which is more of a pewter or silver. We have going warmer. We have color 3012, that kind of camel natural color. There. Just have to rotate it to the side it wants to lean towards. Then we have this gorgeous kind of russet brown, color 3001. And if you want a fun and fast project that only takes 2 skeins, you may have noticed this beautiful scarf that was behind me a second ago. This is another like travel knitting, therapy knitting, easy knit. It is cast on knit-a-row, purl-a-row basically. And then you do tassels and kind of scrunch the ends up so that you get this gathered end.
You know, if you plan ahead, you don't even have to bind off. Just weave your tail
through the stitches.
Weave a tail through the stitches and then
that would work.
Attach your tassel.
And then what I would do, the pattern doesn't tell you to do this, but I would make my tassels first because then you can just knit till you run out of yarn.
Yes.
No thinking required. And this one is a free pattern that we can print off and include a copy for anybody that buys 2 or more skeins of this luxuriousness. It is so soft. Like, this doesn't go with my shirt, but I don't want to take it off now.
You can wear it.
Because it's lovely.
So many pretty colors, and we're not done.
2 or more skeins, and we'll include a little therapy knitting project in there for you. Alright, couple more projects. I thought this sweater was super cute. This is Denmark Cardi. It's knit sideways. It basically has ruching in between each stockinette section. So like our sheared scarf where you do your garter stitch and then you increase doubling your stitches, and then you knit a row, purl a row in your stockinette, and then you do a decrease and then garter stitch again. So you get these really pretty, just kind of billowy ripples to this cardigan. I love the garter panel right up the middle in the back. I wish it would let me move. There we go.
Oh, it's sideways.
Yeah, so it's worked sideways, which is what gives you the ability to do that awesome gathering technique. If you didn't want it in the sleeves, you could easily do just straight in the sleeves and then only do the gathering in the body so that it just creates those beautiful ripples. And I think that'd be really pretty too. And it is knit at basically a heavy worsted like Aran weight gauge, because you want a little bit of that sheerness to show in the texture of the yarn. And that one has a size range from a 38 to a 72, and would basically take like 8 to 14 skeins depending on what size you're doing. Then if you want kind of a fun, this is another good 2 skein one. They used a different yarn for the brim, but I would just use this yarn for the whole thing because you want it to be soft.
Yeah.
Like, you want the soft part touching your base. So it's just double-stranded, simple 1x1 ribbing and stockinette. It's a free pattern. But the silk sari hat is perfect for a coordinating accessory to the free scarf pattern. Then we have this fun Aria shawl by Amba O'Brien. This one, because it's just simple garter and eyelets and then this little slip stitch detail, would totally pair well with a fuzzy yarn like this. And I'm telling you, I don't want to take this off. Like, I want it touching me all day. It's so soft. And this one would be, let's see, I think like 2 skeins of each color. Yeah, 2 skeins color A, or 2 skeins color B. I know you're plotting now.
I am.
Susan's picking her colors.
I'm
Okay,
seriously.
and there are a few more colors. If you're an autumn person, your colors are coming.
More colors.
Right? So we have this kind of coral salmon color, 3022. Get the blues out here so that we can stand these up real pretty, because you guys already saw the beautiful blues. So 3022 is kind of that coral, almost clay color. Very warm color, but kind of looks good on everyone, I feel like. Then we have 3010, which is more of kind of a soft cranberry. I love the soft palette of this, and I didn't have time this morning, but I kind of want to pair it off with lamb and goat later, because for
definitely.
stuff like Casapinka's sweater, where you're double stranding it with another yarn, that would make for a fabulous sweater. Then we have color 3021, which is more of a nice fall leaves orange. And then last but not least, this gorgeous bronzy gold, color 3000. It's that super popular gold color, because gold is super in right now, and in the yarn it's been in too, but in this kind of bronzy gold where there's just the slightest hint of like green to it.
How do you do that? I see
Well,
gold.
I wanted to be an artist when I grew
okay.
up, so I did take, art classes and color and
Ochre?
stuff like that.
Is it ochre?
Yeah, it is almost
Okay.
Frank ochre. Frank ochre, like ochre is usually a little bit brighter, but it is almost in that ochre color, if we're talking paint colors anyways.
Even though there's purple here, I am enamored with these 4.
With the blue-green
Yeah,
palette.
I don't know why, but I am.
Well, because it's like you could, this one you could even ombre this direction. Like,
wow.
this one
Yeah.
is cooperative. Very cooperative. Okay, a couple more projects. We have the Derico Tea by Allison Green. This one, isn't this the one that Karen knit, or did she do one very similar?
Oh, she might have.
But it's really
I don't
cute.
know.
It's just like a garter stitch neckband, then stockinette, a garter ridge, yarn over increases. Stockinette, garter ridge, yarn over increases. So you're getting a little subtle eyelet detail around the yoke. And then it's just knit, knit, knit for the body. You can kind of see off to the side here. It's got a high-low hem, and like in the back they've clearly done maybe some short rows.
Karen says yes, she did do this one.
Yeah, that's a little better. You can see it dipped
yeah.
down in the back. This one from a 34 to a 58, and it's only going to take like 6 or 7 for the smallest one. So then like 13, I think, for the largest. Not bad at all. And this would be a single strand because it is DK weight and a good gauge for knitting this yarn by itself. Then we have the Flying South shawl by Janina Calillo. This one has these cute little like flying geese yarn over V's all over the shawl. So just your simple triangle shawl. It's probably going to have one of those pattern repeats that you can just go till you run out of yarn. Because just in right after you've done your little geese or butterflies, they always looked like butterflies till I saw Flying South, and then I'm like, oh, they do look like little V formations. But this one would be 5 skeins. If you don't want to make it that big, you could do 4 skeins. You could do 3 skeins. And that would be that. Okay, so that is the last of my patterns for you guys. Isn't it just the most beautiful palette? Like, it covers the full rainbow, but they're nice soft colors that just pair perfectly with how soft the yarn is. Like, I'm telling you guys, you at least need to get 2 skeins and knit yourself this scarf, because it may clash, but I think I'm wearing it all day. But it is a free pattern that is not listed on Ravelry or anything yet, so if you get 2 or more skeins, we'll print off a copy and put the pattern in your bag. Okay, let us go talk about upcoming classes. So first up, we have our Grist Mill Cowl class out of a bulky weight yarn. So Malabriga Novinta is what we used, but you could use Cardo, Noro Sweeto. We have lots of good bulky options. And this one is perfect for basically a beginner. It's just knits and purls. So that is a fun and fast 1-hour class on Tuesday the 10th from 11 to noon. Then on Friday, January 13th, we have another fun and fast 1-hour class in bulky weight yarn. This is Rosa Gallica, where we're going to teach you to do this fun reversible stitch pattern, and then how to seam the end to the side to turn it into a cowboy cowl. Once you learn to do this technique, the next time you come across a scarf that you're like, that's really pretty, but I don't want to knit a scarf, you'd be like, I'll just make a cowboy cowl out of it.
Yeah.
Because then you can just play with the beautiful stitch pattern and be done a whole lot quicker. Because it's like half a scarf. Then, coming up on Saturday, January 14th, we have the Tilted Blocks Lace Shawl, or Drunken Lace, where we'll teach you how to do this beautiful kind of garter slash mesh lace basket weave stitch pattern, as well as how to work the increased shaping for the triangular shawl. and then you're off to the races. So that is a 2-hour class. That way we can get through the first, it's only like 15 rows, you guys. The first little bit of the shawl to teach you the lace and start increasing, and that's it. That one is fingering weight yarn, 910 yards. Ooh, how nice would it be out of this yarn?
Oh my goodness.
I know it's technically DK weight, but so what? It's a shawl.
It's a shawl. That'd be awesome.
Then on
do that
Tuesday,
too.
January, yes.
You could do Miss Waz out of it.
Then on Tuesday, January 17th, we have the Rapido Cowl. And that one is a 1.5-hour class because we are going to start with teaching you about picking colors. So your pre-work is just to have yarn that you want to use for the cowl. And we'll kind of go over how to tell if those will go nicely together. And then after the first little bit of class, we will dive into teaching you how to cast on and work the 2-row stitch pattern in 3 strands at a time. Which I know sounds scary, but take the class, it's not. It's easier than it sounds. And then when Danielle's back next week, she'll have a sample of our Colorwork Hearts hat class coming up on the Friday the 20th of January. So if you're wanting to perfect your Fair Isle skills or you've never done it, that is a perfect class for that. And then last but not least, we have the little heel tab shorty socks. So you make this little short row heel tab, and then we'll do a heel in the second class, and then we'll do the Kitchener stitch on the toe in the last class. So it is fun and fast socks. We have each class about 2 weeks apart. Really, not because there's a lot of homework in between, but just because that's how it fit on the schedule. So don't let the time between classes make you think, oh dear God, that means there's lots of homework. There's not. The longest homework is between class 2 and 3 of knit, knit, knit per the length of your foot.
That gives you time to start the second one while you still remember what you're doing on the first one.
So it's like that time of how it fell that, you know, there has to be 2 weeks between class 1 and 2. Do your second heel tab so that you're ready to do the heel on both, because then you get to practice one right after the other, and it will cement the techniques in your brain a lot better to repeat it sooner rather than later. Plus it ensures you finish a pair of socks.
No second sock syndrome.
Because after you finish the first sock, you have that satisfaction of, I made a sock! Now I don't care about the other sock. So if you do the parts like heel, heel, foot, then you do the toes at the same time basically, and you actually finish them versus languishing single socks.
Because second sock syndrome is a thing.
It is, totally. And second sleeve syndrome. Anything that you have to make 2 of is a thing.
I think I have first sleeve syndrome. I do.
You're silly.
Yes.
Okay, so I will take it off for a minute so that I can show you what I'm wearing. But this is the Slipped September tee. I know a lot of our regulars know that, but this is one of Iris of Art Yarns patterns using 2 different colors of Merino Cloud, or you can substitute beaded silk and sequins in the first part, and that's really, really pretty. I just did 2 colors of Merino Cloud because I was using the ombre Natique exclusive electric slide in one of the fade packs, so I didn't want to take away from all that gorgeous color. So we've got like sunset in the back, Lisa Frank on the front. I think that's kind of the style it came out as of how the colors ran out. Okay. Then we will turn this around and show you guys what Susan is wearing. Pop my link up for you guys. You know you can't give me 2 options. I just picked one for you.
Thank you. Okay, I hope you remember what it's called.
Skies of Gray. This is a really fun one that we originally designed out of bulky weight yarn. It's just a simple mesh lace that's done in stockinette. So one row is like all yarn over knit 2 together. The other row is purl. You can fringe it along the bottom edge or not. If you don't like fringe, just don't fringe it. Don't send fringe hate.
I like the fringe on it. Fringe is fun sometimes.
It's funny, fringe is very polarizing.
It is, yes.
But this particular sample, even though we originally designed it out of bulky weight, is actually done out of the worsted weight yarn Hanui Silk, which is that scrumptious wool that is undyed, blended with silk for that sheen, and then they can use that to help blend the shades of wool to give you this ombre self-striping effect. And that was one skein.
Whoa, really?
Yep.
Even the fringe?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Like Lynn, you guys, lots of you know who Lynn is, who knit that sample for us. She's like, I don't quite have enough yardage to do the fringe as written. I said, space them out one more hole. You can't, and you can't tell.
No.
So they're technically, instead of every other, they're like every third instead. But who's going to know?
Yeah.
Unless I tell you, which I did because we like to be honest with you guys about mods that we made to the pattern. But you can't tell that there's any less fringe than the original. So you can do fringe, you cannot do fringe. You can wrap it up as more of a cowl, which is how it's shown in the first picture on Ravelry. It's got lots of options. I love that pattern. All right, you guys, we are going to pull orders and get ready to open the store. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.